how you kind of got onto the path to actually make the change that you've made.
Yeah, I wasn't actively looking, as I mentioned, so it was kind of interesting how the journey happened. About a year and a half ago, I joined the board of OCP, the Open Compute Project, and about a year ago was elected their chairperson. And that process, I think, really, and we could have a whole conversation. Nithya actually just did a fantastic session on diversity in boards and what that sort of change from a regulatory perspective is doing to invite more women's voices, expand your view of the world, and also make you, a more interesting potential candidate coming into new jobs and opportunities. So that was a nonprofit board, not a publicly traded company board, which is easier to get on, by the way, than a publicly traded company. I'm sure that's not surprising. But by doing that, what that actually enables you to do is expand your contacts, expand the different, entities you will be able to access, and all of them would love help. So plenty of industry standards bodies that are looking for assistance. And I think it is a great way to expose you to others. So I actually did that. And then, and it is one of those extra jobs, to Lorena's point of extra study in the middle of all of this stuff, while you're also, I'm sure, homeschooling children and doing all the other assistance of other humans in your life. So time, the only non-renewable resource, but if you find some to invest in an extra job, you will also find doing board work is incredibly rewarding and very good for your career. So I started working with OCP, and it was actually during that process and through that process that this company, Cloudflare, that I'm at now, reached out to me. And it was a very interesting outreach. It was very much in the zone of, we see you work with hyperscalers. We know you work with OCP, where we set the standards for systems across the world. We'd love to kind of pick your brain, buy you lunch, and just understand more about what you've observed, what best practices are as we up our game. And at the very end of that meeting, they were like, you seem really passionate about this. Have you thought about doing this at a place like Cloudflare? And I was like completely verklempt. I had no idea how to respond. I was like, I'm a hardware nerd. I work at hardware companies, semiconductors, EDA, like hardware. They're like, no, we are too. And you're going to be great here. So I think when you put yourself out there, the kind of key lesson is when you put yourself out there and actually have these discussions and up the dialogue that is associated with you and your brand, you have these opportunities that can come to you that may not be what you would have thought the next version of your life would be. But, I found myself doing some internal meditation, which I often do, Sam, while running, because I can't stand still to save my life. So, that was where I picked up some books. I looked at Design Your Life, which is a fantastic book. I highly recommend. I already put the link in the chat window, but we can also probably find a shorter link than the one I put in there, where I was just kind of walking through, what would I want to be next? What is the next thing I want to learn? And from a computer architecture perspective, we're at such an interesting time. And Lorena spoke beautifully about sort of coming to tech and the creativity of tech. I very much feel like from a hardware perspective, we are at this new era where the standard methodologies that we've used to scale computing, whether it's Dennard scaling or Moore's law, or name your favorite flavor of fun people who've written a PhD paper on such topics, you'll find they are, those methodologies are running out of steam. And so we have to start looking at the joint optimization of software and hardware together, and where companies like Cloudflare that run such a plethora of workloads across the internet, because we run such a large portion of the world's internet traffic, we have this opportunity to look for unique alternate architectures to improve everybody's access, to improve everybody's efficiency. And I just got excited about that mission. It was like, whoa, I can learn more, I can do more, and I get to lead this team as they make it better for mom and pop shops to not get DDoS attacked. Like, yeah, let's go do that. Let's go make the world a better place for the internet.
That's amazing. Thank you.